The following program contains views that are not those of WVTC, iNetworks Communications, their subsidiaries, affiliates, or
Reaching the world with positivity. Music to get you through your day. Winning victory through Christ. SEOP.
Imagine yourself 20 pounds lighter in 8 weeks. Time Fitness program is designed to lose weight and tone your body at the same time. After each workout, you'll enjoy a 15-minute sauna to burn more calories, reverse the aging process, boost your metabolism, and enhance detoxification. Get a free protein smoothie after each session and a free Time Fitness shirt. Stop procrastinating. TimeFitness.com 773-458-5084.
Well, good morning, everyone. Happy Saturday. I want to say welcome to Dhat Girl. Dhat Girl is the place where we're meeting every Saturday morning at 10 a.m., motivating each other, encouraging one another to come out of our shell, to come out of and pull out of us that which God has created on the inside of us, those things that God has predestined for us in our life before life happened. Yes, what do I mean? Life happened before at a young age. For myself, I had children young. I got married at a young age. Those of you who went to school, but after school, things didn't go the way you thought it would be. Things that we planned for ourselves without seeking God to hear what it is that He has ordered and ordained for our life. Well, that is why God has put together this platform, and we're here every Saturday morning just to do that with one another, to give information, to give some incentives, to give some input and on things that may help you, to motivate you, to look inside of you and say, what is it that I'm doing at this point in my life? Am I moving in God's will and God's timing, or have I been all of these years moving and operating on my own timing? Listen, guys, I know last Saturday was wonderful for everyone. I'm sorry I didn't come out to say a personal happy Mother's Day, but I had a great Mother's Day. My youngest daughter graduated from Governor State University, and I am so proud. It does your heart so good to see your children moving forward and excelling in their life. So I had to make sure that everything was set for her. And I hope you guys enjoyed your Mother's Day as well. Today we are here, but I'm going to get all of my announcements out of the way. Every Saturday, every year, every Saturday I promote my book that God put on my heart to write as a tool to help our young children increase their prayer life and to give them guidelines on how to pray. We have the ABCs of prayer, which is just simply each letter of the alphabet that is taken. A word was formed, was created, a scripture, and also an illustration to help them to understand the process that it takes to pray. You have to believe, you have to ask, you have to have faith. And then also we put together an activity book to go along with the regular hardback book. And this book is really fun for the kids. They get to color, do fill in the blanks, all while learning the word of God. You know, we have to pray the word according to our situations, and it will be effectual. So both a set of this books is $25. You can message me on Messenger, Sholanda Boland, to get your copy of ABCs of Prayer and the ABCs of Prayer activity book. We're on Amazon if you want to look into it more for more details to see more of the pages and everything. But I'm asking everyone to purchase from me personally through Messenger. So call me, message me in Messenger, and I will give you instructions. Send me your mailing instructions, and I'll get the book shipped out to you. So I'm excited. I'm excited because when God gives you something to do, it is so important. Last time we got together, we were talking about being consistent. And I'm excited that God has given me that part in my life, that when I start something, it is really imperative for me that I finish. So I want to encourage you all to be finishers. I want to encourage you all to go through and be consistent. It might not feel like it's going the right way the way you want it to go when you first started, But here's my question today. How are you finishing? Are you finishing the way that you started? How are you finishing? When I say, are you finishing the way that you started? When I first started my business, and we're talking about those things, it could be a business, it could be your gift or talents of teaching, it could be your gift of talent of organizing things, whatever it is that you start, are you finishing those things the way that you started it? When I first started my business, I have a home daycare. When I first started my business, I was up in the morning at 5 o'clock. I was dressed, worship. By the time the first kid came at 6 o'clock, everything was laid out and in order. The parents could hear one worship music going. They could smell the sausage or the bacon or whatever the breakfast was going to be for that morning. They could smell that cooking. Everything was just A, B, C, and D. Well, over the years, I like to be transparent with you all because, I'm not just out here just trying to say, oh, I got it all together, but we're growing and we're sharing together. So as over the years have grown and I've gotten used to my business, and I've gotten, you become, common with the parents, which you should not do, but you develop relationship is what I'm trying to say with the parents. And so now, lately in the morning when I wake up, it's good morning, but you don't smell any food cooking. You hear the worship music because I keep that going all the time. But my dynamics have changed in my business. So when I say it is important for us to be consistent from start to finish, that's the only way we're going to grow. That's what I mean when I say, are you finishing? Because I know I am so guilty of becoming lackadaisical, becoming, slacking off when it comes to doing things in the business, especially you guys, if you're working from home. Is it just me? Show me some love and give me some comments on this morning because we're talking about being consistent. We're talking about finishing strong. I know for myself, I have to correct myself a lot of times. Paperwork, is your paperwork always in order? These are things that is very key. Whatever you start, make a plan. Write that plan, and don't just write the plan, but stick to your plan so that you'll be able to go back if you have to go back. I'll share with you all. I had a situation that happened here in the daycare where a lady took her children out without any notice. Now, that was 3 children that she pulled out of the business for her own personal reason, but she did not give a notice. She did not appear angry. She just said her kids was not going to be coming here anymore. So my hands were tied. Why was my hands tied? Because I did not finish strong. I did not complete everything that I needed to do. Updates. You have to update your paperwork. You have to make sure that sometimes you have to change it to accommodate those people that are coming into you because all clients are not going to be the same. So as things change, you have to be prepared to change your business. Well, because I had not changed my contract to state a certain amount of time to extend my time that a notice should have been given, she was able just to walk away, not pay me anything else, just walk away because I did not finish my business correctly. I want you all to know I'm encouraging you to pull out of you what's on the inside of you, but what are we going to do with it when God reveals it to us? What are we going to do with it? How are you handling it once you get it in your mind? Write it out. Make sure you research it. Final. How are you finishing? Finish means the final end of something. It is done. It is complete. You've completed that phase. Final. Find all. Find all aspects, concepts, everything that is involving your business. Find all of the details. Find all of the insight. Find everything out about it that you need to know. Find all of the ways that you can help your business to grow so that when you get started, there's so many different entities and different avenues. I'm sure that's connected with everything. So if you bake from home, your next step, you're going to start, you're going to get your incorporations, you get your license, your food service preparation. These are things that works together with your vision. Then you're going to get your brand, have your branding done. You're going to eventually come out of home into a brick and mortar. So these are things that changes that happens that we have got to be prepared, because blessings are being poured out on us. Oh God, I mean, you guys, I'm so, oh God, right? Things are being, oh, God is opening doors for us in this season, but it is up to us how we prepare to receive the blessings of the Lord, because the word tells us the blessings of the Lord maketh rich, excuse me, and addeth no sorrow. We add the sorrow, the blessing is there. And guess what? What's on the inside of you to carry out the manifestation of the blessing that God released into your hands, it's on the inside of you as well. But we have got to take time out to prepare. We have got to take time out to prepare, to be ready to do everything that we are in, that's in our ability to do, to make sure that the business, that whatever it is that God has given you, to make sure that it comes out with a grand finale. Make sure that it comes out on top. Make sure that it's finished. Make sure that everything is together. We're in the graduation season now. Like I said, my daughter, she graduated, and I don't think that they would allow the students to graduate if they did not have if they have not completed all of the necessary classes that was necessary for their degree. So you have a degree in communications, you have a degree in physical therapy, you have a degree in early childhood education. Well, the classes that you had to take to become a physical therapist, I don't think they're going to be the same classes that you have to take for early childhood development. And I don't think the early childhood development classes, some of you may need some of the prerequisites, but in order to fine tune your own major, what is your major? What are you majoring in? What is your focus in this season? We don't want to go around taking unnecessary courses, and when it's time for graduation, what it is that you needed to finish strong, you don't have it. That's why it's important for us to to be able to finalize our businesses, our visions. It is important that we don't just go doing what somebody else did. Okay, you found out that this person did it, but they did it another way. You want to do it the way you are supposed to do it. You want to do your prerequisites. What is it that is required of you? Is it more discipline? Is it more consistency? Our word for this season. Is it more consistency? Is it more you saving more? Is it you being more conscious of your health and in your body? What are your prerequisites? What is required in order for you to carry out that girl to the fullest that's on the inside of you? Guys, it is so important, because we do not want to get in our hands what God has predestined for us to have. And because of we're careless and we're clumsy, and we drop it on the floor and we cause it to be scattered all over the place, because what happens then, it takes time to regroup. It takes time to pull everything back together again. I can only imagine getting to the period where it's time for me to graduate, and it's time for me to take my final exams. It's time for me to take the finals and to bring everything that I have learned together, only to get to the test and realize I have been studying the wrong content. I have been studying the wrong things. Be careful what you're studying. Be careful of what you're doing when you're doing your business. We have got to make sure, guys, that we're, like I said, put all of your legal documents in order, as well as your hands on if you provide a service, if you provide, what do you call it? Oh, where's my mind this morning? If selling t-shirts, or if it's something that you're providing for the people, you want to make sure that you have everything together. I recently, and I say t-shirts, I recently purchased t-shirts from a young lady, and I texted her and we spoke via the phone, and I let her know what I wanted. Well, her rules was email me your final decision, because this email was going to be her receipt of what it is that I said that I wanted her to do for me. I procrastinated, and I'm thinking, oh well, I've already texted her. We already talked about it, so she know. So it comes close to time for me to pick up my T-shirts, and I call her just to confirm a day and time for pickup. She made me realize you never ordered them, and I'm yes, I did. You never sent the email. And I learned from that. Don't move what you put in place for your business. Sometimes we get in a habit, guys. Those of us that's been in business for ourselves over some years, we begin to move things around to accommodate people. And when you do that, that can cause you when it's time for you to um, deliver. That person can say, "Oh, I didn't want that." But we have got to continue to put everything in order so that when it is time for us to deliver, when it is time for us to take our final exam, when it is time for us to present it to the people, when it is time for us to move into the mega that God has opened up for the heavens and pouring out the mega anointing on the people. What is the mega, the greatest, the biggest level, the highest level that you can go to? That is what God is preparing for the people. We're going all out, guys. We're going all in. Whatever it is that you're doing, get your get your mind in order and take it up higher. Get your thoughts bigger. Study the proper content, but study what it is that you're supposed to do to carry out your mission so that when it's time for you, like I said, to have that grand finale, when it's time for you, you've been doing the business, you've operated in the business, you've been doing it for years. And for me now, it's been quite some time that I've been doing daycare, in home, out home, just different areas of doing child care. But now I'm coming to the place where it's time for me to retire. It is my desire to retire, not to close up the business, but for me to be able to pass it down to one of my daughters. We have to recognize when it's your time is up for something, when it's time for you to go to your next. I'm getting ready to go deeper into the music. I'm going deeper into with Dhat Girl, taking Dhat Girl to a higher platform. You guys, we're gonna get ready to do some phenomenal things. Brace yourself because Dhat Girl is on the move. So I have to make sure that in the final stages of me being hands on with the business, that everything is in order. So I have to make sure that I impart into my daughter everything that she needs so that when I walk away, the business won't close up. Question: can you walk away from that thing that you've been doing for years in order to free up some time to do something different? Is it solid enough that you can walk away from it and it still operate? That was a question that I got for myself. And I'm like, wow, there's some things that I have to make sure that are in order so that when I do go to my next level, when I do graduate to my next level, then the business, the finances will still be here in place because I have made sure that I've laid a foundation and that it is solid. And in the final stages of my preparing for my retirement, everything will be, and it should be, going smooth sailing so that when I pass it on, what's the purpose of us doing our businesses? What's the purpose of us finding out what we were purposed and predestined to do so that it could go in the direction, because it doesn't stop with you. You have a legacy to leave. I'm preparing to leave a legacy. I'm preparing and getting things in order with my own grandchildren and with my children so that when it is time for me to sit down, that I'll be comfortable sitting down. I was watching something about how people who are of age, where we shouldn't have to work as hard, but because of decisions and because they didn't put the final things in order, they still have to work. They still have to be, in order to make it, in order to live comfortably financially, they still have to work. So I don't want to be one of those people that's forced to work. In my latter years, the latter years shall be greater. And I believe that that means that I will be doing greater things. Like I said, the mega season is here for those of us that have put ourselves out here over the time in our lives. It is time for us to blow up and to go up. Come on, put that, you guys, in the comments for me. If you're watching, it is time to go, for us to go up and to blow up, to explode. When I want to explode into everything that I'm supposed to have in my life. I want the explosion to be so great that it will go all across the nations. I want the explosion of that girl to be internationally known. I want the explosion of a mother's love daycare, that children from all over the different countries, and I've had that, you guys. I've had interracial environment set. I want it to be known all over the type of care that we provide. How are you finishing? Are you finishing the way you started? Are you finishing with that same motivation and energy? Are you finishing with that strong, I got to make sure this is in order? You know, when you first start something, you want to make sure everything is done correctly. Are you still in that same mode? You should be, but it should be on a higher level. What are you pursuing? I don't want to still just be pursuing the same level with that girl this same time next year. We celebrated our first year anniversary. The beginning of this month, May 7th, marked 1 year that girl was born. So as a 1-year-old, now I have to prepare and to grow. Is there's things that this should be doing. Many people should be being blessed. Many more people, many more resources should be coming through. So we're at a point with that girl where we're getting ready to take it to a whole nother level. As you grow, oftentimes you do not look the same way you looked when you were 1 year old. You have the same features, but you don't look the same. So we're at a point where we're growing, but we want things to be the same, but it should have a whole nother outlook. It should have a whole nother way of going. You guys, let's fine tune what it is that God has trusted us to have, so that he can trust us with more. I really hope this has really been interesting for me in presenting this, because it's opening my eyes and ears to hear and to see even more. And it's bringing me more excitement and enthusiasm, because the closer I get from shifting from what I do every day, being daycare, it's opening my mind and my eyes to see how big I can do whatever it is that my heart desires. I can do whatever it is, guys, at this point in my life. And I'm not boasting or bragging, but when God brings you to that place that you are finally finished, I am finally have accomplished a mother's love daycare. I have finally gotten it to a place where it can definitely walk and talk on its own. That's a good thing. That's a good thing, you guys. So again, finish strong. Finish strong. You don't want to sit down to your final exam. You don't want to sit down to your bank account and it looks the same way that it looked when you first started your business. You don't want to sit down and you're still facing the same challenges when it's time for you to take that final exam. You don't know, you don't have the wisdom, you don't have the content of what it means or what it is that you're prepared to walk into when it comes to the latter stages of your business. Can everything come together? Yes, it should be able to come together. All of your hard work that you've done over the years, when it is time for you to go to your next, even on your jobs where you are now, finish strong. Prepare the way. Start planning for your retirements if you're not already. Planning for your retirements, not just having the IRA accounts, not just setting up different retirement funds. Prepare for your retirement here. When you retire, are you going home just to sit down and to be old? No, we're not. No, we're not. Retirement means finishing to me. I finished that. I've done that. Now I'm in a place where I'm going to go on to my next. This is why it's so important, guys. And my time is winding up now, but it is so important that we finish strong in our health. When we were born, when we first started out into the world, we didn't have all of that. There's some people who were born with different challenges and different diseases, but I'm talking about the self-inflicted things that we put in our mouth, those things that we did, partying all night, staying up all night, to cause sickness and doors of different diseases to be open in our lives. Let's finish strong, guys. Finish the way we started. We came into the world healthy. We came into the world with a clear mind. Let us finish, guys. Let us go into our next phase in our lives. Be it if you're 20, 21, 25, 30, 40, 50, 60, whatever it is. There's a point where you have to finish one stage in your life. You have to finish one stage in order to go to your next stage. I should not be acting the same way in my mindset that I was when I was 25. Now I still have the heart and the energy and the motivation that I had, and even greater now when I was 25. I'm talking about finishing strong. I'm talking about the final test being, yes, I'll be able to stand. Yes, I'll be able to still make it. Yes, the business will still be able to function. Yes, I'll be able to walk away from the job and go to my next phase in my life. And I will not be burdened down as a result of doing that. Moving in purpose, on purpose, guys, is the best way to move in purpose. Moving in purpose, on purpose is the best way to move out into your purpose. Let's do it on purpose. Let's plan for it. Let's not let surprises continue to come up on us. That's how we got into this place. That's how Dhat Girl got buried under all of that residue as it is. So we don't want to continue to pile on and to pile on. As we grow, we want to unload, we want to release, so that we, in our final places, in our final stages of that point in our life, we are going to move in purpose, on purpose, so that we can fulfill our purpose. I hope this has been a blessing to you all. I hope it has motivated somebody, because that's why I get up on Saturday mornings, come out to motivate, to empower, to influence you guys to get up and let's move into our purpose, so that we will not miss out on what it is that God predestined for us to do in our life. Oh, wow. Time goes by so fast. The sun is shining and it looks like it's going to be a great, great Saturday. Get out, enjoy yourself, but remember that we are going to move into our purpose, on purpose, so that we will be able to fulfill our purpose. And when it comes down to it, in the final parts of our going elevation, we will be ready to move out and to do what we're called to do. I have been your host, Sholanda, and I hope to see you guys back next Saturday, the same time, as we just sit down, talk together, and have a good time. So until next week, I will see you all, and enjoy your Saturday morning. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Views made on the preceding program are not those of WVTC Radio, iNetworks Communications, or their financial supporters.
Winning victory through Christ, WVTC.